important. We're usually going to look to close out the game very early, either turn 5 or 6, possibly 7. And our main tools for doing so, we have, of course, Dunekeeper, Decimate on turn 1. We have Emperor's Deus in Azir, offering a lot of value on rallies, and a lot of ways to rally, be it Scouts from Valor and Grizzled Ranger, as well as Lucian level up, Cataclysm, Relentless Pursuit, are ways that we... Now, common play patterns. If we're attacking on odds, we'd love to see Dunekeeper, and Fleet Feather Tracker is also pretty decent, but if we're attacking on 1, dropping Dunekeeper is just the best play we could possibly make. And then we can do Valor on 2, Valor on 2 into Azir on 3, or say we can do Valor on 2 into Brightsteel Protector on 3 on Valor, getting 2 swings in with Valor. And then we're generally out of value. We can also, if we're attacking on odds, drop Emperor's Deus on 2 and not feel bad about it. Otherwise, if we're attacking on evens, then developing this feels a little bit awkward, since it doesn't offer as much upfront value as doing a unit does. Now, if we're attacking on evens, Dunekeeper's still alright, but we have the curve of Fleet Feather Tracker into Brightsteel Protector, which is classic in Ashen. We can also, if we're attacking on evens, we can also develop Lucian with the attack token, which is very strong. He has quick attack. He's basically impossible to block with like any 2-drop. And then we can, on turn 3, we can develop Azir, since he serves similar purpose to Emperor's Deus. Or we can also do Emperor's Deus, bank mana, and if we had mana bank from turn 1, we can turn 3 up Blinding Assault plus a 2-drop. Or, sorry, on turn 4, Blinding Assault plus a 3-drop. And that allows us to push so much damage early. We get a Scout trigger. In a lot of these lines, we get one of these 2 enablers, so we start generating Sand Soldiers. If we draw a Brightsteel Protector, we can very often use them to get either a favorable attack with our smaller units, or to just remove a unit with Valor. So in the early game, hopefully we get to push, say, maybe 6 to 8 damage minimum. And then once the mid-game hits, we're looking to drop Grizzled Ranger and maybe use a rally sometime, and really milk our Emperor's Deus and Azirs for more damage. And if the opponent isn't dead by the time, like, Grizzled Ranger is swung 2 to 3 times, Grizzled Ranger maybe swinging twice, Badger Bear swinging once, then we have Cythria to close out the game. Remembrance is in here to kind of give us a little bit of insurance against board wipes, or it allows us to take a bit of a riskier attack and get it for very cheap. On the other hand, if we have a Scout attack and say an Emperor's Deus and a Azir, and we use, both attacks, that's at least 4 guaranteed deaths, so it'll be 2 mana. So if it also just combos with these 2 pieces. Cythria, of course, is our way to get across boards, because she gives all of our Sand Soldiers +1/+1 fearsome, as well as our other units. And it becomes very difficult for our opponent to block that. If we're attacking on evens and we develop Cythria on curve and swing, it's very difficult for someone to survive that if they have low health. Inspiring Marshal combos with our Emperor's Deus and Azir, since the Sand Soldiers count is getting summoned. It doesn't give us any evasion, so to speak. They can still chump our dudes. It just means that we're likely going to have more dudes than them, because we have Scout attack generating free Sand Soldiers. So some of them will get through, and that's how this contributes damage. Alright, that's my impression of the deck.
Alright. So we'll hop into a game?
Yep.
What matchup are we doing first? You want to see?
Let's do a favorable matchup first.
Let's see. That'd be
the statistics say that it wins against List Trundle. I'm not sure if that's true at a high level.
I don't think that's true, but we can test it. Let's go! Yeah, we'll be streaming both our perspectives, so you can hop between the streams and see what cards we have.
Yeah, up to you if you want to deafen or not, Wecker, but I will be trying to explain what I want to do.
Yeah, I'll explain what I want to do as well.
So, Emperor's Deus is a very good find here, because it gives me a lot of protection against his board wipes. I'm attacking on odds, so I definitely want to keep this Dunekeeper. Relentless Pursuit isn't great because I'm assuming that he's going to keep my board thin enough that I'm not going to be able to swing with a wide board. Shape Stone, I'm also unsure about. I can use it to protect my Lucian against an avalanche. But I don't have a target in mind for it already, so I'm going to mull it, hoping to see a unit instead. For example, if I get a good 3-drop, then I can develop Dunekeeper Deus into 3-drop, and that pushes a lot of damage.
Okay, I keep Vile Feast because it drains 1 from a unit. It's a sustain tool, it creates a blocker, and it removes a unit, right? This heals free, I'm assuming he's going to be pushing damage, so I want to be keeping this to heal. Lysandra is a very good... I got rid of Trundle, it's too slow in the matchup. We keep this for any later threats he might find. That's about it.
This is turn 2, we have to be a bit scared of Vile Feast, since it does offer 2 blockers. I'm almost certainly developing Deus here. He might want to Vile Feast this, so I have to develop next turn to actually get value out of my Deus. But I'm not going to play a Dune Soldier here, and Ancient Prep just isn't going to be enough value. So I'm going to play the Deus. If he Vile Feasts my Dunekeeper, it's fine. So I have the option of developing here. If I develop a Dunekeeper, he has a few options. Ice Shard would hurt a lot. Avalanche would hurt a little bit because I just redevelop a Dunekeeper and then he's down to 2 mana. I think the threat of Ice Shard is... Well, it's a fast speed, so it doesn't really matter if I develop or not, but I just want to make sure I get a trigger from Deus. So I'm not that scared of Lysandra since she only offers 1 blocker and I'm going extra wide here. I'm going to play Deus so I can save my other Dunekeeper to trigger my Deuses on the next turn. And Vile Feast is okay. If he has it, it comes out sooner or later. This means that we can probably make the hand read that he doesn't have an Ice Shard in hand.
Oops, I accidentally blocked the Sand Soldier instead of Dunekeeper. I agree, oops. Well, I'm supposed to block the Dunekeeper. It's 2 damage either way, and just have to block if I roll it. So
I don't think there's much point. The only point to develop Grizzled Ranger here is if we wanted to open and we were scared of an avalanche. But I think we get a lot more value out of just jamming 3rd Deus.
What the fuck? Okay, let's swing.
So I'm not gonna block here. Dunekeeper can't kill any of these, and they're going to represent a blocker either way.
You swing with 3 Sand Soldiers everywhere. Okay.
Okay, so since we have 3 Deuses, I'm just going to play my Scout and swing with my Scout. He's going to want to remove this on sight if possible.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
I'm actually not going to play my Dunekeeper here since I lose the free Sand Soldier. I'm just going to swing.
Do this. I think this is fine.
As you can see, the tough on the Lysandra is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, it's a free blocker for me.
So we're starting to approach the late mid game, which is bad for me.
Do this first. If I find a Trundle, I can drop him. I'm basically top decking for answers at this point. My hand's kind of bad.
So he's down to 2. I could play Valor here. His only effective answer is Vile Feast, and we've already seen 1. He's only 11 cards deep into his deck, so it's unlikely that he has 2. If he does Vile Feast my Valor, I can commit more mana and probably Brightsteel Protector. Otherwise, I'm good with just attacking next turn. So I am going to open attack with Valor, just because we don't have the board space for Lucian, and Lucian's also pretty easily removed. It's just not worth giving up this very good open attack, where we can push 4 damage face.
Let's heal.
And now I'm going to develop Lucian. He can have multiple answers to this. Avalanche would hurt quite a bit. But
I'm a top deck
fine.
leader.
It's fine if the Avalanche is there.
He has 2 cards.
Our attack's not amazing for that, and we can still redevelop here.
This stops aggression.
That's pretty good. That's actually really good. But as I was going to say before he avalanched, if he doesn't have the avalanche for the Lucian, we kind of just win.
So doesn't swing with Bright Steel gets traded by the frontal. Oh, you do swing with the Bright Steel.
I mean, I'm gonna full swing.
Do you want a full swing? Because if you full
no,
swing,
I don't
you're
want
kind of
full
out of
swing.
fuel.
I need to save the Bright Steel to trigger my Deises on the next turn. He is running low on answers. The only thing on his board is Trundle, and he only has 3 cards in hand. That said, I have no cards in hand. I basically have to close this out on my next combat, or else he gets a game.
I think I should be fine here. I have removal. I remove a unit with Trundle here.
So the only one he has vulnerable on is this Bright Steel. I will protect my other Bright Steel. His recourse is, if he has a Fading Memories, he can copy Ice Pillar and make his other Bright Steel vulnerable, but he used one Fading Memories already.
Do I just hard cast the Matron? This is probably
So he's
correct.
playing Matron as a blocker.
I think hard casting Matron is actually correct here. It's crazy.
So I'm not worried about Nexus damage because, again, we're playing for the short game.
I misplayed. I could have pushed more damage. If I pull your Bright Steel with a pillar and I attack, you have to block or it's lethal. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but that's a misplay. I need to push damage. I can actually threaten lethal there. And I'm playing control.
Yeah, I don't think I can win on this attack. Remembrance actually does nothing here because my board is full, so I might as well just attack like this.
Well, I'm thinking around Shapestone, right? I'm thinking to play around Shapestone if I'm holding this. I go down to 3, but that's fine. So I'm not going to.
And if I had Shapestone, I would in fact beat it out on a Sand Soldier.
Yeah,
because again,
I'm not
it's the point in the game where I have to win on this attack or I don't win. And
plus Nexus.
Yeah, tough Nexus also just wrecks Sand Soldiers. So unfortunately, he had 1 Avalanche too many. Like, if he didn't kill Lucian on that 1 turn, I think we very easily take this game. But unfortunately, we're just 3 damage short.
Well, let's get rid of that. Yeah, I could have pushed for lethal. I need to think about Nexus health of the opponent. So
Yeah, most of the time, I'm going to outrace my opponent, so I can just take hits. But
yeah, generally when you're pushing for lethal, you don't pull with Trundle, you pull with Pillar for maximum damage. And you pull at the back, right? Because if he has lifesteal, if he has a Grant lifesteal card or any buffs, you want that to apply at the back instead of at the front.
So let's play against
Fizz?
Yep.
Okay. Bro, he's Fizz. Me too.
So in this matchup, we have to watch out for red card because a lot of our units are 1 toughness. But other than that, if he spends a turn developing TF, it's a little bit slow because that means if he's committing to TF level TF on turn 4, then he's tapped out on that turn, and he's spending his entire turn doing that. That gives us a very big opening. What's more is he's going to find it difficult to develop TF and commit pick card if we still have the attack token, or if we're threatening to be able to Valor plus Relentless Pursuit, or if we hold up Cataclysm. Because that means that he develops he spends his entire turn to get countered by 3 mana. It's not great to keep Dune Keeper here, but he is a 1-drop. I'm going to mulligan these 2 cards. Remembrance is a bit too slow. Shapestone, again. Shapestone's a card we want to draw, not a card we want to keep in opening hand. Azir's just good enough to keep. He guarantees us that we have a play to make.
I need to find Twisted Fate, man.
There's really no reason to develop Dune Keeper here, I think, because our only follow-up play is Bright Stealing it, which isn't great because then the Bright Steel still just trades for his Fizz. So I can just hold on to my mana here.
I'm not sure. But then do you have a turn 2 play? It's the question.
Yeah. I mean, I can just develop Dunekeeper on turn 2. It's between Dunekeeper or Brightsteel, and Dunekeeper is just a better attacker than Brightsteel.
I'll look this first.
So we're almost certainly playing Azir on this turn.
Okay, I'll just suit up.
So I'm actually quite fine with that. It means he's committed to racing against me, which is a game plan I can get behind.
I think I need to race. If I don't race him, it's kind of scuffed. Depends on what he drops here, though.
So my plan here is I'm almost certainly developing Lucian. Suit Up Fizz is really annoying because it means that I can't free attack with Lucian. I'm actually happy to see this Mystic Shot. I wasn't sure if he was going to develop TF or not, and now I don't need to hold up mana for Cataclysm. So I can just go ahead and barrier my bigger attacker.
You're covered.
And then I get at least this attack. I probably want to attack with Azir here. It just means that if he blocks with Fizz, he does get Mystic Shot. Probably not worth the 1 extra damage. So I'll hold him back.
I ain't afraid.
I'll go with trading fee. It's a bit of a sacrifice. Actually, I'll skip his stuff. I won't talk about that. This isn't worth it. You need to get these discounted as fast as you can.
So this turn, we don't actually have great plays, but I'm probably looking to Fleet Feather plus Remembrance. And pray that he doesn't kill me. And then we can develop Cytherea in full swing. But you know, it's Fizz TF, so we're probably dead.
It's free. No, I'm
so he's threatening 10 damage in the air right now. If he plays this other Burble Fish, we'll have...
It's 2 mana, sir.
Oh. It actually costs you mana? Sorry, I just assumed it was 0 cost.
Okay, that's less than ideal. I got a really bad spell.
There's no point in playing Cytherea before Scout attacking here because she won't buff the Scout anyway.
Oh. Are you ready for this?
Am I gonna get excited Mystic Shotted?
Deal me in.
Okay, so this hurts a lot. It doesn't really change our plan. We're still going to develop Cytherea, I think. Cytherea does probably lock us out of Remembrance because we only get 1 Stand Soldier.
Suicide the TF to block whatever. Cytherea itself doesn't have fearsome, so I can just block it with TF. If I don't die here, he doesn't run any direct damage in those regions, so I can just kill him.
Our alternative play is Remembrance Cataclysm, but that only removes 1 of the Burble Fishes.
Hesitation's a tell.
I should have played the iterated one, otherwise I would have won this round. Playing too fast.
Tell the people what you have seen today.
Pushes.
Unfortunately, that red card hurts a little bit too much.
2/5, 1/1, free 6 damage. I'm eating 6 here. I can do this. That's good. There's a chump blocker, so play this.
That is, in fact, a chump blocker.
Easy.
I probably want to block with TF, doesn't have elusive, going down to 2, that's fine.
Yeah, so he blocks with TF there to play around weird things like Cataclysm double sharp sight. He just plays a burn, or just, you know.
Oh, I love the animation of it.
Fortunately, we're just a little bit of damage short.
Yeah, I could have won last round by playing the iterated Verbal Fish, and I wasn't 1 damage off. I don't know why I didn't play the iterated Verbal Fish. I think I was griefing.
Lucian wins again.
For now.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you can't really deal with the deck. TF Fizz is kind of broken. Okay,
Um, maybe. Let's see. So there's the 5/4 Swiftwing. I think I'm dead to elusives either way because if I drag, then he just opens with elusives. He can block.
No,
He
I
can
would have
block
developed
one.
second Burble Fish and got the level up Fizz. Either or kills you, so that's free attackers. Plays around sharp sight.
Yeah, and I don't have direct damage, so.
Yeah. The
Okay,
last
finally
fish.
we're playing against Lee Zoe. This should be a lot easier of a matchup because they don't deal with early pressure at all.
I don't have Warlord, so I just have to combat. But then I'm spending mana on combat.
Like he doesn't have any good answer. His only answer to Lucian basically is Sonic Wave plus Goat or Sonic Wave plus Dragonling.
Oh, that's good.
We want to keep all our early units. This is a bit too late. We're probably playing Fleet Feather Tracker into Lucian. That's just. Oh wait, sorry. We have Odd Attack. We're definitely playing Dunekeeper into Lucian. We still keep Fleet Feather because it's a early good card. We can use it to drag a goat, so the goat can't trade up against something else.
The desert.
But we will go for decimating on turn 1.
Sand and blood.
Did it ever work?
So-
okay? I don't think so.
So Zoe is going to be a potential win condition for him if he can get the flip with Sparklefly or I have the dragon on the field. Because, well, playing Sparklefly after, because that will give everything lifesteal.
Let's do this.
So I kind of want to remove the Sparklefly, so there's an argument to do Fleet Feather Tracker Azir. However, he very likely has a Pale, so I probably won't be able to. I'm just going to try and damage through it.
What am I looking for off this?
So, Lee Zoe has, like, no development punishers, so I can just jam Azir here.
Rima never fell. It only awaited my return.
I can stop it from attacking with Lucian this way.
Yeah, I will not trade my Lucian into that. There's even not really much reason to attack with Dunekeeper.
Always forward.
This progresses Azir level up. If he blocks the Dunekeeper with Sparklefly, it's damage neutral, but I'll trade my Dunekeeper for 2 damage on Sparklefly. That might be worth it, just because it means I can attack with Lucian on the next turn, and I can also threaten to remove it with Fleet Feather. He can Zenith Blade it on his next turn, but that means he's spending his entire turn to do so. I think it's worth it.
I'll see. Probably developing discarded.
Glorious sacrifice.
Depends on what I draw as well.
I'm probably playing Grizzled Ranger this turn.
That's pretty good.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
Or Deus and Fleet Feather. I can always develop Grizzled Ranger next turn. It's more efficient to Grizzled Ranger this turn and then Deus Fleet Feather next turn.
Well, he committed his entire mana, so he didn't play around Snake. So I'm going to find the Serpent off this because I am very skilled at Purple Region and play it and kill the Lucian.
I'm more okay with him killing the Lucian than the... Actually, our Lucian's pretty close to flipping. That does hurt.
Oh, I'm just too skilled at Purple Region.
So he only has 1 spell cast, so he doesn't get a Dragonling. We want to try and push a lot of damage this turn.
I should be fine, I'll just suicide Zoe.
My name echoes through every rock, every canyon.
Zoe's a 1/1, it trumps the free one.
So we're 1 mana off from killing Lee Sin, because we could do Fleet Feather and then Cataclysm if we had 1 more. He's tapped to 1, so he can't barrier Lee Sin. Unfortunately, we don't have the mana to do that, so... I will be developing Fleet Feather here, so it gets Challenger off the Emperor's Deus.
Oh, that's smart.
And I'm probably going to try and remove his Sparklefly here. We are going to see Azir level up soon on the next attack.
Let's do this.
Your lesson begins.
So he's forcing me to choose between removing his Sparklefly or his Eye.
pushing 2. If I live this, I think I win. But I need to live.
So I can Ranger's Resolve here to kill his Eye of the Dragon and keep my Fleet Feather around. I think that's probably the play. He won't have a Dragon Link this turn, but he's almost certainly going to make one next turn, which means he's going to have a Dragon Link for my next attack anyway. So removing this is essentially the same as removing the Sparklefly.
I should block.
Except it also gets a blocker out of the way and I keep my dude.
Oh, pre-combat Rangers.
I mean, you don't have enough mana for Pale, so there's not much you can do about the Rangers.
You lose out on 1 damage this way. It's close to 4. Make sure the Zenith Blade here.
Remembrance Beat is crack 3 here.
Interesting. They can remove a Sand Soldier.
So I would like a... Okay, that's perfect. As I was about to say, I want a Scout here. So... I'm going to pass here. He's going to want to use his Lee Sin kick.
Actually, can I do this?
So I don't want to pass back because we don't really have lethal. I'm a little bit scared of Notify and Deny, but I think I want to go for this.
It is.
So he's tapped out of Deny, which means he needs to have exactly Notify for this. If he doesn't, this is a very strong play to make.
Yes.
Because we get the rally.
That's rather unfortunate.
We'll get the rally, we'll get the free Sand Soldier, and then we get to remove the rest of his board with our challengers.
Thanks. Oh.
So, we actually don't necessarily have lethal on the open because he could have Concussive Palm. That said, I don't think developing is any better because he could develop any blocker in the deck.
Well,
And this wouldn't push lethal through Concussive Palm anyway.
time to play. Can I find a good card? The answer is no. Oh.
So, I would say he had a really strong early game start for the Lee Sin deck. But we can still take advantage of the fact that Lee Sin is so mana hungry that by spending 5 mana and additional mana to put Zenith Blade on him, we're able to get ahead on board and find an opportunity to try and push. Alright, do we have any questions potentially about these matchups or other matchups or just aggro game plans in general? I think a very common thing is just we can give up a lot of tempo or Nexus health because we're not trying to survive, we're trying to kill them before we can die or before they hit late game. So as you see in like the Fizz TF game, he's able to push just a bit more damage because Purple Fish is a fair and balanced card. So we weren't able to outrace him there. And in the Lysandra game, he was just able to stall out until he had his curve toppers and we just ran out of gas. The Lee Zoe game, honestly, is what you want to see out of a lot of your aggro games, where you just barely cross the finish line.
That's usually how aggro works. You get there or you don't. Count to 20, you know.
Yeah, you think of each card in your hand as how much damage can this do. That's why Dune Keeper is so busted, because it's 1 mana 4 damage. And then you try and play your cards in an order where each one does the most damage that it possibly can. I see Dune Keeper is typing. Because I gave Dune Keeper a 5-star review.
Beekeeper isn't okay. Solari Soldier isn't that good though. You can. It's a 1-mana 2/2. It doesn't matter that it pushes free damage on turn 1 because it's a 2/2. That's why the Solari cards were really good back when we didn't have these other cards. But like you have the 1-mana free 1 now, which is like better Solari Soldier because you're pushing the same amount of damage. It's getting traded off by the anyways. Reduce the gold's cost. Play it for 1 mana and survive. Did I have a gold? If I had a gold,
Did you have unit mana on the previous turn?
what do I have Moonsilver? I have Moonsilver.
No, I just mean, did you have the unit mana for it, or did you just have
I
spell mana?
have 1 mana, 1 spell mana. If I had gold, I should have Moonsilvered it. Probably missed it though, because probably missed
Yeah.
that line.
I don't know what your hand is. I think to bring it back from that situation, you need second Lucian.
No, I need Spark. I need Mentor. I needed a Mentor. I don't think trading Sparklefly was correct. I think I agree.
Yeah, I disagree with trading Sparklefly. You need to swing a Sparklefly on your own turn to gain more health.
Yeah, I need. I don't think. No, technically, I gained 1 extra health in that turn, but I lost 2 on the following ones. And then we have probably should have star charted first to look for answers. I think could have found.
Yeah, another thing like you should think about when playing both as or against aggro decks is not in terms of discrete damage, but rather which combat phase are they trying to win on. And for example, if you let that attack through, I wasn't trying to win on that combat phase, I was trying to push a lot of damage. You had the health to give, so you could keep your Sparklefly alive and get more value out of it over time.
Yeah, I'm griefing today. It's running. This list is running 1 Sketcher. That's interesting. Yeah. Probably should have let it through, and then we could try to buff Sparklefly more. But issue was my hand was. I could have searched with Deep Med, but Deep Med was 5. And I had mana to do the. No, like Sun Utis can still attack. I had to star chart into Equinox when you dropped Valor there. But unfortunately, we didn't find Equinox. But yeah, I took Moonsilver. Could have Moonsilver to Goat, I think. Yeah, I did have Goat. Yeah, I misplayed. That's unfortunate. We actually have quite a bit of time left.
Does anyone have any questions about game plans? Or we can maybe do any other matches potentially.
I'll get Scrim. I'm down to Scrim.
Here, I'm gonna make a break in the recording now, and then maybe you can play additional matchups if anyone has a request.